Hello, Activate Christchurch, and good morning, and welcome to another exciting Lounge Church Sunday. I am your host, Josh, although not for too much longer. We're going to do it just a little bit differently this morning. I've just got a couple of announcements to make, and then I'm going to hand it back to your Lounge Church leader, and together you're going to read through this morning's passage out of Acts chapter 9, and then discuss it as a group. And the reason we're doing it a little bit differently this morning is because last Lounge Church Sunday, and some of you may have heard me say this, Liz and I and the kids went to Paul and Tracy's house for our Lounge Church, and I didn't want to watch the video of myself talking. I mean, this may come as a shock to you, but this isn't live. This isn't happening right now. I record this video like the day before, and then everybody watches it at their own time in their own leisure, which is the way that we make it work. And so I said, guys, do you mind if you don't watch my video? It's kind of like cruel and unusual punishment, me having to sit here with all of you in the room just listening to myself. Oh my gosh, what is that guy talking about? I said, how about we do this? How about we just open up the Bible, we read the passage that I talk about, and we'll just discuss it. And so we opened up the Bible, and we started looking at the passage, which was Saul's conversion on the road to Damascus, and we just stopped along the journey, and we just said, hey, what's happening here? What is God doing here? Why do you think he's reacted like this? Why could the men hear what God was saying but not see him? Why did Ananias respond? Anyway, as we went on this journey and everybody was contributing and everybody was kind of saying, well, I always thought it, it meant this. And then someone had a question, was like, well, does that only apply to Christians or does that apply to everybody? And we were like, oh, that's a really good question. By the end of it, we had taken so much more out of this passage than I was able to deliver on the video, because on the video it was just what I had kind of received, what I felt like God was saying. But through this conversation, we just got this beautiful tapestry of everybody's thoughts and opinions and views and everybody's revelation and everybody's little like aha moments. And honestly, I'm not even joking, church, by the end of it, I was under no doubt that we had unpacked far more than we would have if we just sat there and watched the video for 25 minutes. And so I talked with the team and I said, what if we just try that? Let's just see how we go. And so this morning, I'm not going to preach. I'm going to hand it back to the Lounge Church leader, and you guys will work through the passage and just see what Holy Spirit highlights in your particular group, which is awesome. But before we do that, I just wanted to say a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to say how proud I am of us as a church for how we responded to what God was inviting us into last Sunday with World Vision. I was speaking with Philip afterwards, and he said, Josh, I'm amazed by your church. We as a church sponsored almost double what they were expecting a church our size to sponsor. He said it was an extraordinary response. So give yourself a pat on the back, like, well done. I mean, that just goes to show how generous we are. And look, if you're watching this morning and you're like, look, I couldn't make a decision on the spot, Josh, or maybe you went there last Sunday and you missed out, there is still plenty of opportunity to partner with the Bangladesh family at Nilphamari and help raise up their kids and raise up their community and end poverty and all this kind of great stuff that World Vision does. There's still chance. So if you missed out and you want to be a part of that, then just reach out and let me know and I can put you in touch with Philip. But I wanted to let you know, church, that you have never let me down in any way, shape or form. And I think, oh, how's the church going to respond to this? Or how's the church going to handle this? Or what's the buying going to be here? Every time at Coconut, I'm like, flippin' heck. Activate Christchurch is the bomb. And I'll be honest, when Philip came in, I was like, I don't know how, what are people going to do? And the way that you responded, it just blew World Vision's mind. So I think that's awesome. I wanted to also say a huge thank you to Jess for getting up and saying what Jess said. Jess, I know that was really personal for you. It was a part of your story. And I wanted to just say in front of everybody this morning that I am under no doubt that there are people that sponsored children on Sunday because of what you did. Absolutely. There were people that I'm sure were like, can I afford it? Is it worth it? Is God asking me to do it? And then you got up there and you shared what you shared, and I'm sure that there were people that were like, okay, I'm doing it, which is just awesome. And I wanted to let you know too, church, that it wasn't just a spontaneous thing that we did. It wasn't like Philip came to me and said, do you want to do this? And I was like, oh yeah, that's a great way to get out of speaking for a Sunday. Nothing like that. Like I said on the Sunday, he has been talking to me for 2 years, and we've been waiting for the right time. and I felt like that was the right time. And I just love the way that God confirms things. Just this week, I was down at the gym. I didn't even do anything. I was there for like 15 minutes and then I had to leave. But while I was there, I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to a podcast. That's what hardcore pastors do. They go to the gym and they listen to Christian podcasts. And so I picked a podcast that I haven't listened to for, I'm not even joking, a year and a half was the last time I listened to this podcast. I put it on, and as soon as I put it on, the guy said, hey, before we start, I want to talk to you about the partnership that we have with World Vision. And and he just went on this rant about how amazing World Vision is and how we need to partner with World Vision. And I was like, we just did that. Yeah. So God was all over it. The presence of God that was there on Sunday morning. I think he just loved what he saw happen on Sunday. So I just wanted to brag on you guys and say well done. The second thing I wanted to say too was that don't forget that we have got Ian and Judith Green coming next weekend. I know it's a long weekend, but Sunday morning, make it a priority to be there because Ian Green is the bomb. All right, going to hand it back to your Lounge Church leaders. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy your discussion this morning. You will get some World Vision peeps popping in at some point if they haven't already, handing out those chosen letters. I hope you enjoy yourself. Have a great week, and we'll catch you in person next Sunday with Ian Green. God bless.